So in the last few years, I've played some pretty amazing games, all with fairly phenomenal stories and narrative-driven content. That said, none of them has ever emotionally kicked me in the teeth the way Clair Obscur Expedition 33 does, not even half an hour into the game. After the Gommage takes place, all I was left wondering is, could this be the most devastating cutscene ever? Yo, what's going on, everybody? Los Angel of Havoc here, aka Leitato, the one and only High Priest of the congregation. Welcome back to Leitato Clips, where we've got a little bit of everything. Now, if you are following me on Twitch and tuned in this past weekend, you might have caught me trying out Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It's a brand new title from Sandfall Interactive that just released on April 24th of this year, and ever since its release, it is literally all that I've seen across the majority of my social media timelines. Mutual friends, fellow creators, etc. have all been raving about it and singing its praises, and I was a bit skeptical at first because I'm really not the biggest fan of turn-based RPGs, but I found myself swayed when I learned that there are actually parrying and dodge mechanics built into the combat. However, that is something that I've already discussed a bit within that stream, which I plan to be editing and posting later this week. Today, I wanted to just talk about this expertly delivered cutscene, which plays within the game's prologue. This cutscene both beautifully and horrifically lays out the stakes at play. You begin the game playing as Gustave, and as you move through his home in Lumiere, you meet Sophie, his former lover. Sophie, along with other NPCs that you are going to encounter throughout Lumiere, all seem to be solemnly preparing for an event known as the Gommage. The Gommage takes place once a year on the same day, and on this day, a goddess known only as the Paintress awakens and paints an ever-decreasing number on the monolith she stands guard over. Any humans at or over the age of the newly painted number completely disappear, or in other words, perish. Now, it's one thing to describe it and another to see it, so if you have not played and wish to stay spoiler-free, now is the point where you should leave. Okay, if you're still here, I'm going to assume that you've at least gotten past this point in the game, or at minimum, don't care about spoilers. In any case, here's the scene to provide additional context.
Esti tornere marina, esti l'inaki soledad, tona l'ora tovla, alina. Sta surano taki le noir ton arrive
I'm here.
And there you have it. Wow. I was honestly speechless despite the numerous thoughts in my head as I watched on. I actually clipped the cutscene during the stream and said,
We're gonna talk about that by itself, because holy shit.
I just can't imagine. The radical acceptance on display alone was so amazingly handled. You see, the tragedy of the Gommage is made even more apparent if you actually take the time to speak with the handful of NPCs you come across during the prologue. There's actually even a character that requests that Sophie ask Gustave to deliver a uniform of his to his son, whom he had had a nasty fight with the night before, knowing it was going to be their last night together. I started to try and wing this video, but as I began filming, I felt my mind was producing thoughts faster than my ability to find words that align with them. So I took to writing the script. I couldn't imagine the strength of will it must take to continue even living in such a world. In real life, the specter of death looms over us, but none of us really know when it's coming. Furthermore, we openly rebel against it anyway, even in moments where it's expected, such as a sickly loved one, an accident, really bad injury, or at worst, something more sinister. But my point is, even the normal perspective of death in ordinary life is intolerance. We grieve, we mourn, sometimes even before someone's gone. So I can't fathom those that live in a world like that of Expedition 33, knowing that there is an expiration date. What's even worse is the realization that this has been happening for 67 years by the time you're starting the game. The Gommage we experience in the prologue is actually the 67th. Every generation born dies younger and younger, yet some people in this world still rebel. They challenge what they know to be inevitable, living lives on their terms, having children, establishing legacy. Hell, even the expeditions are a prime example of that, as they serve as journeys undertaken by those typically in their last year of life in a mad attempt to assault the goddess herself and slay her. I should mention, though, that all the expeditions thus far have failed. It's an insane kind of courage, I think, but given the circumstances, it's entirely logical. What gets me is the mantras present throughout the game, such as "for those that come after" and "tomorrow comes," etc. These are testaments not only to the characters themselves, but to the writing. Again, this is how the game begins. The stage is set and the stakes graphically laid out. In a way, as much as I'm craving more, I don't even need the lore to a degree to be motivated. This cutscene made me want blood, metaphorically, of course. But more importantly, it just made me think about my own life, mortality, and those around me. I have family members that are getting older. I'm getting older, literally just turned 38, and the world is changing. I don't know. But this is the part where I leave the conversation to all of you. I would love to know what your thoughts were or are. Did this cutscene destroy you the way it's destroyed me and many others? Or were you unmoved? Either way, let's talk. I'm only 3 hours into the game as of recording the script, so I know I've got a ton more ground to cover, but I'm looking forward to it. If you want to see my full reaction as well as my general experience starting out in Expedition 33, do be on the lookout for that video because it's going to be coming later this week. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a solid and give it a thumbs up. It might seem like a little bit, but it does go a long way in terms of helping the channel grow. And if you want to see more content like this, do be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next one. Once again, my name is Lost Angel of Havoc. Thank you for watching Laytato Clips. We will see you next time, friends. Same late time, same late channel.